Good evening. We are in the Omer period, and the question that a lot of commentators ask around this time is we learned that Rabbi Akiva's students died during this time period. How many of them? 24,000. A lot of students. And the Gemara gives a reason why they died. It says that they didn't act with respect. Lo nagu kavod ze bazeh, respectfully toward each other. And the Gemara brings a reason. It says they died from askara, which is like, seems like it could be some sort of plague or immune disease or something like that. So the question that the commentators ask is, Rabbi Akiva's main slogan was, you know this from the lower school production, Amar Rabbi Akiva, Zeh Klal Gadol B'Torah. What is it? What's the Klal Gadol? You came on the right day. Love your neighbor as yourself. So Rabbi Akiva taught all of his students his main principle: love your neighbor as yourself. So, what went wrong here? How did this happen that 24,000 students didn't apply his teaching? Yeah.
Did you teach that before or after?
Okay, so that was one of the answers. That's a great answer. Meaning, it could be, we don't know when Rabbi Akiva taught that statement. He could have taught that after he saw the huge failure of what happened there, where he didn't properly educate them. He started to say that all the time. We have to impress upon ourselves the importance of loving your neighbors yourself, because you never want that to happen again. It's my only difficulty with that. It doesn't really. I imagine it would speak about that in our writings in some way, that he did tshuva, or that, I don't know. I kind of feel like it would say something about that, like he did something wrong. I'm going to change my method. It never says that. It just it doesn't qualify. It just says that's what Rabbi Akiva said. Another approach which I saw, which I think is a valuable one, a good lesson for our lives, is if you look at the language, it says he taught ve'avdel l'recha kamocha, love your neighbors yourself. They may have loved each other, they may have fulfilled that, but the Talmud says lo na'aguch kavod ze bazeh. They didn't give honor to each other. Loving and honor are two different things. You can love somebody, but to implement, to on a continuous basis, to treat others with respect is a little bit more difficult. So maybe Rabbi Akiva was on such a high level, oftentimes he was on a higher level than the people around him. Maybe he wasn't able to properly give that over to them. And he taught them the general principle of loving, but they didn't apply it in all the detailed ways. There's a verse in our Parsha, the verse that we're just talking about here, about love your neighbors yourself. The verse, that's not the end of the verse. People don't really pay attention to this. It's not just love your neighbors. Earlier, there's a beginning to the verse and there's an end to it. The end is love your neighbors yourself, I am Hashem. That's the verse. And I think the verse is trying to teach us this idea of not just loving, but also honoring and giving respect on a continuous basis. Because it says, I am Hashem. We're doing it because Hashem commanded us to do so. Not just because we feel it, not just because we feel the love, because we're commanded to do so. If we remember that, I think we can overcome the pitfalls of Talmidei Rabbi Akiva. We've got to give each other respect, because not just because it's a good thing to do, because Ani Hashem, because Hashem commanded us to do so.